What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. And it's probably the second best day of the offseason, I guess, other than draft weekend, if you count all those 3 days as one day. But, if you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And I get to react to the Ravens schedule release. And I know that there was one that was leaked a bit earlier, but I had heard but the Browns are playing the Packers on week 16. So I was like, okay, the Ravens were supposed to play the Packers in week 16 by the leaked schedule. So I was like, all right, I'll wait till it comes out. Ravens play the Packers week 15. But this is going to just be my initial impressions. I'm not doing a record prediction or anything like that. I'm going to talk about the strategy and things like that. So if you didn't know, the schedule is Monday night against the Raiders, Sunday night against the Chiefs. Week 3 is the Lions, then the Broncos, then Monday night against the Colts, then Chargers, Bengals, bye week, Vikings, Thursday night against the Dolphins. Hopefully we get another Thursday night Dolphins massacre. Shout out to Tony Romo for the CJ Mosley pick 6 call. Then we've got the Bears. Then we've got Sunday night against the Browns. Then Steelers, Browns, Packers, Bengals, Rams, Steelers. I got to say it. I think I'm in the minority. I love this schedule. I believe earlier this week, maybe it was in the Trust the Bank podcast recording with Joshua, or maybe it was last week before that happened. I was talking about the Ravens schedule, and I believe I was talking in the Greg Roman video. And I talked about how what I wanted from the Ravens was for the Ravens to stop having these cupcake schedules to finish off the year. I want them to play the easy teams early. We got it, other than the Chiefs. We got the Chiefs week 2, which I'm not ecstatic about. I wanted them at the end of the year. But my whole thing was that the Ravens in recent years, they've been playing scrubs at the end of the year. And I want to give the praise to the Ravens. The Ravens have balled out those final weeks. I mean, they've been destroying teams like the Jaguars and the Bengals and the Browns. They've slaughtered them. Lamar Jackson has finished every season that he's played as the starting quarterback very strong. And it helps when you play against some poor opponents. Especially last year, they played some really weak competition to end the year. But my whole problem was you're used to playing these scrubs. Then they get into the playoffs, and it's this is what a good team feels like to play against. We haven't done this in 6 weeks. And then they start out slow. And then eventually, they were able to come out. They were able to beat the Titans this year, which was awesome. Then they struggled against the Bills, but they still played decent. The defense absolutely balled out. The offense got struggled. Obviously Lamar got the concussion, but I was like, maybe we need to finish off and get used to those, difficult opponents. Be like, all right, so now we get to finish the season off against, I'll just go the last 2 games. We'll say the Rams, who I talked about in the initial video. I think they're going to be a very good football team this year. I really love Matthew Stafford, but they have an elite defense. So we get to go, all right, here we go. Let's test out against this defense. Then we go and we play against the Pittsburgh Steelers, another very good defense. So, we get to work on playing actual defenses late in the season, and we're not playing the Jets. We're not playing the Bengals. We could actually be okay. So that way when we play, the Titans, we play the Browns, we play the Bills, the Chiefs, none of those defenses are anywhere near as good as the Rams or the Steelers, in my opinion. So the defense that we'll be playing will be less so than what it's been in previous weeks. And the teams may be better. I don't know how good the Steelers will be. I don't know exactly how good the Rams will be. But I love being able to finish strong. But then the other benefit is that we get to play against easy defenses to start off the year, meaning when Greg Roman decides, all right, we need to start trying out these new plays, because he does it every year. He does try new things every year. And if it doesn't work, he takes it out. Well, we get to play against the Raiders week 1. And shout out to the Raiders. I'm actually going to be in Vegas for that game. Really hope I don't have to pay $700 to get a ticket, but I'm going to be in Vegas for that game. So, if you're there, we got, I'll definitely try and, meet, some of y'all, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I've been to very few Ravens fans, living on the West Coast, or been to very few Ravens games. I've met a fair amount of Ravens fans living on the West Coast, but, shout out to that game. But we get to play against them, not known for their defense. We get to play against the Chiefs, not known for their defense. We get to play against the Lions, who I think are the worst team in the NFL, kind of by far. Horrible defense. Then we play the Broncos, who traditionally have had solid defenses, but I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. Maybe they're an average defense, but that's solid. Week 5, we play the Colts. So that'll be the first, real defensive test. Then we play the Chargers, which is okay, solid defense. They've got some players. the Chargers are tough to predict because will we play them when they're healthy? You never know. Then we get Bengals. Then we go into the bye. Out of the bye, I really like the team we get to play out of the bye. You know, we get to play the Vikings, who are a solid team, but horrible pass defense. They have one pass rusher, and they have poor secondary play. Boom. Let's go. Let's get the Ravens passing that rock. Then we play the Dolphins, obviously good defense. Bears, good defense. Browns, good defense. Steelers, good defense. So this is when we get to test. Okay, Greg Roman, you've kind of situated yourself and you've established, okay, we're passing the ball this year. We're passing the ball. And if Greg Roman has been fired at this point, it's a test for the new passing game, you know, the offensive coordinator in the passing game to see, okay, is what you're doing really going to work? Because we are playing, I don't know, probably 4 top 10 defenses in a span of 4 weeks. Well, I guess we play the Browns twice, which is it. We play 5 top 10 defenses in the span of 5 weeks. That is a test right there. But I want that test. You know, that's the type of thing that we get to know how good this team really is when you have to go through those tough stretches. And I want them to go through that. Then they play the Packers, possibly a really, really good team. But we don't know. I've said this before. I've said it on Twitter. I've said it in live streams. I said this right when I found out the news about Aaron Rodgers. I firmly believe he will never play for the Green Bay Packers again. I actually think he's going to retire, and I think he will be the host of Jeopardy. That's just what I think. And I thought that before everybody was talking about that. Okay, I said that right when I found out the news. I was in a call with some people, and I was like, no, this is what's going to happen. And they were like, really? And then all of a sudden, other people started saying it. I was like, yeah, started that. So maybe the Packers are really good, but if they don't have Aaron Rodgers, probably not going to be that good. Like maybe they're, you know, a 500 team without Aaron Rodgers. You know, he's a bad man. I love Aaron Rodgers. And then we play against the Bengals. So it's like, it could be like 2 light weeks. You know, we got those 5 tough games in a row kind of coming after the bye. There's 1 game in between then. But then it's like, all right, 2 maybe, you know, kind of light opponents. And then we finish strong, get that. Because if you beat a really good team, the momentum that gives you is so much more valuable than going out and, oh, wow, look at that. We beat the Jets. Bro, I don't think anybody gets hyped after beating the Jets. Or the Jets last year. I'm not trying to say the Jets are going to be horrible this year. This isn't a Jets slander video. But, like, you know, when you beat a bad team, it's not like, oh, yeah, we're like that. It's like, yeah, we did what we were supposed to do. But, like, when you beat a good team, like, think about when we beat the Seattle Seahawks. That was the momentum. That was the most pivotal game of Lamar Jackson's career. The next time, a massive win happened, or I guess the first time would have been when we beat the Chargers in Lamar Jackson's rookie year. Like that was like, all right, yeah, we're legit. We had beaten the Raiders, we'd beaten the Bengals, some kind of the Falcons, some kind of scrubby teams. We beat the Chargers. It was like, oh yeah, got that momentum going. Then we beat, when we beat the 49ers, that was like, oh yeah. When we beat the Patriots when they were 8-0, then we beat the 49ers. I think they were 8-1 when we beat them. And that was like, oh my goodness, this team is hot. And then they had to go play easier and easier opponents. And then they got beat by the Titans in the playoffs. But like when they were playing really good opponents consecutively, their game was at the top of the level. They ended up going into LA and it was like, oh, this is going to be a tough test. Boom, wiped them out. Like they were able to play to their opponent's level consecutively and get better and better every single game. And that's what I think is going to be able to happen with this schedule. So, and this is not, if y'all watch the Greg Roman video, this is not me being like, I'm going to adjust my ideas because I want to make sure that I think that the Ravens are going to. No, this is what I thought beforehand. Okay. I'm not trying to scheme and be like, oh, no matter what the schedule was, I was going to be happy with it. I was actually expecting to be upset at the schedule because we'd get to play easy opponents. The only thing I'm kind of upset about is the Kansas City Chiefs game being in week 2. I would have loved for that to be a Sunday night football game in week 14 or week 15, really finding out who's going to, who's going to be the leader in the AFC. We're not really going to get that, but we do get that, all of our, kind of primetime games are early in the year, which, is kind of cool. But if Lamar Jackson's trying to win the MVP, the best time to have primetime games is mid to late season. So that's going to become more difficult. If he's going to win MVP, he's going to have to really ball out in all of those primetime games. And then people are going to have to watch when, he's going up against, the Steelers in week 13 it is. Sorry, I don't have the schedule memorized or anything like that. I'm looking at it on my screen. It's probably pretty obvious. But that's pretty much it for this video. If anybody wants to see more content from me, I'm helping run the Undrafted Sports TikTok account. So if you guys are on TikTok, shout out to Gage Ravens, who I know watches the videos. He commented, he recognized me in like the first video I'd post on there. So shout out Gage Ravens. If y'all are on TikTok, follow Undrafted Sports. I do a TikTok video on there every day, along with some other people. I do football stuff. It's not strictly Ravens. It's just talking, broad football things. So go check that out if you want. Subscribe for daily Ravens content. Like the video if you like the video, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.